Hi everyone, you're about to hear a fast recap of the film Fanatic. Enjoy! Meet the film's main character Moose. Moose adores the famous actor Hunter Dunbar and dreams of meeting him. Tomorrow Hunter is coming to this store for an autograph signing. Moose is thrilled. He just bought a vest that Hunter wore in one of his films for $300. Contented, Moose mounted his moped and rode through evening Los Angeles. At home, Moose kissed the vest and began to rehearse his conversation with the star. Moose has autism. He's obsessed with movies, celebrities, and most of all, Hunter Dunbar. That night, the guy met his girlfriend Leah. The girl helped Moose climb over the fence so he could get into a celebrity party. "What would you like, sir?" "A strawberry milkshake with ice cream, please." Moose hopes to see Hunter there, but for now, after sniffing an Orlo and roasted chestnuts, he approached another actress. Unable to tear his eyes away from her breasts, he began praising the woman. The security guard decided to escort this weirdo outside. He resisted, started screaming, and forced himself on her. Leah scolded Moose for acting like a lunatic at the party. Moose works as a street performer. He usually impersonates an English policeman. London Bridge is right there. "A beetle is here, a beetle is here." Jack the Ripper. Often everyone ignores the costumed buffoon. A crowd gathered around his rival. The illusionist thought he allegedly pierced his nose with a nail during the performance. An accomplice picked the pockets of the impressed spectators. But today the thief actors weren't dividing the loot, so the magician is looking for a new partner. "Moose, do you just need to pick a pair of pockets? I don't want that. I won't steal from people." Moose ran into a friend's shop and took a place in line. Hunter Dunbar was already sitting at a table, signing copies of his biography. Lazio thought the actor spotted him in the crowd, smiled and beckoned him over to hand him the signed book. Finally, it was Moose's turn. He had already pulled out the leather vest for signing, but then the celebrity was distracted and asked to leave. The man was waiting for his ex-wife with their son. Moose didn't want to wait for Hunter to return and accosted him on the street. "You're the best, Mr. Dunbar. The best guy. You should learn some manners." Hunter urgently needs to pick up his son so his ex can go on a date. So, he doesn't have any more time for autographs. The actor promised Lasha he'd punch him in the face if he didn't back off. Moose wasn't satisfied. Now he's determined to find Hunter's house. Leaves a paparazzi. She uses a special app to find celebrity homes. Her friend installed it right away. Today Moose was staring at the houses of Ben Affleck and James Franco. It's time to mend fences with Hunter. The best thing would be to write him a letter, even though it's not easy. Love, Moose. The next day Moose found Hunter's mansion and was about to toss the letter into his yard. But then the actor himself showed up with his son. The man tensed up and sent the boy home. Hunter demanded that the psycho get out. He never wanted to see him again. Moose replied that he just wanted his autograph and had already gotten out his vest. But the actor got angry and simply ruined Moose's favorite shirt with a felt tip pen. The man, to put it mildly, wasn't happy about this encounter with his idol. He changed his clothes in a public restroom as usual and went to work. "But many people think I'm from London, but I'm not." He continued robbing tourists along with the pickpocket. The criminals cornered the Moose in the restroom and took all the money he'd earned. That wasn't enough for They continued to bully the autistic man until a security guard intervened and kicked them out of the restroom. "Why do you let these idiots do this to you? They're just playing." The man advised Lazia to learn to fight back. He ran back to Hunter's house and couldn't think of anything better to do than sneak onto his property. Luckily, the housekeeper noticed the stranger and scared him off. His letter was left lying on the ground. Leah is shocked by what the Moose is doing. It seems he's getting out of control. "I'm not a stalker. I'm a fan of Leah. She's not my best friend." No, the Moose was very upset. And then he pestered him again. He started calling the Moose names, humiliating and pushing him. Finally, the Moose lost it and grabbed the by the throat. He wished Freddy Krueger would cut off Todd's head and let it roll down the road, only to be crushed by a truck. The security guard praised the man for finally fighting back. but the moose himself couldn't get over it. The housekeeper told Hunter about the madman who almost got into the house today. The woman even burst into tears from stress. Hunter tried to calm her down by dragging her bed, but Dora politely declined such an inappropriate offer. The actor asked the gardener to make sure no one else came into his yard. It was understandable. The moose had taken to coming here as if it were his job. Dora only just now noticed the letter on the ground and picked it up. The moose immediately pounced on her and demanded that the woman not read it. The housekeeper started hitting the man with her dick. He waved him off and punched Dora in the face. The woman hit her head on a stone flower bed when she fell. "No big deal," said the moose. "Just a nosebleed, he'd had that before." Quote. However, Dora was no longer breathing. Now no one could stop Lacha from entering the house. No lasers, no alarms. Lacha, overjoyed, began pawing at the celebrities' awards and other memorabilia. "Poor D&I, so much money and no ice cream." Moose finally found something to snack on in the fridge. Then he read the new script and examined Hunter's pills. After dinner, of course, he needed to brush his teeth with his master's toothbrush. That evening, the moose watched his family's personal videos and dozed off right on the couch, but immediately perked up when he heard a noise. Hunter returned home. The stalker hid in the closet. The actor was just reaching for his jacket, but didn't notice the guest in front of him. Later, the son returned home. The toothbrush was used again. By that time, the moose had already hidden under the schoolboy's bed. When the owner of the house took a sleeping pill, the man crawled out from under the bed and sat down next to him in the chair. He almost woke Hunter when he dropped his phone on him. Then he finally took a photo and kissed his idol on the forehead. The moose had no luck. He covered Hunter, sniffed his earlobe, then cracked an eye open and checked his breathing. Finally, the moose sat back in the chair and remembered watching horror movies as a child while his mother was having fun with her latest boyfriend. The moose slept in the house until the early morning and escaped before Hunter woke up. The man was driving his son to school when he suddenly saw a moose walking down the road ahead. Hunter pounced on the weirdo and once again threatened him not to come back to the area or he would fill him with buckshot from his shotgun. Go back to where the stalker came from. I'm not a stalker. Laura spent the rest of the day as usual, but his head was in chaos. On the way home, the scooter started farting and smoking. Threw itself off its rider. In the apartment, the moose started cursing at Hunter Dunbar because he loved and protected him, and the actor wiped his feet on him. The moose collected all the celebrity-related items and burned them in the yard, including a vest that cost him $300. Then started doing something completely crazy. Soon Lee arrived, stunned because her friend had posted his crime online. He kissed Hunter Dunbar while he was sleeping. Leah demanded that he give her his phone or they were no longer friends. But instead, the moose pushed the girl and blocked her on Facebook. They were no longer friends. That same evening, Hunter Dunbar woke up with his mouth stuffed with napkins, and he was tied to his bed. The man Saul was lying in a pool of blood and started calling for help. You fell for it. Hunter was hysterical, and then this psycho came back with a knife and wearing a hockey mask. Loss stabbed the actor several times, but it was just another joke, not the best one because he still cut Hunter. Luciora doesn't understand why his idol is so angry and constantly yells at him. He loves him so much with these words. The man started pouring gasoline on Hunter. Don't burn me, wait. Wait, it's not gasoline. It's just water. Hunter apologized for his behavior. He would give Loss anything to make him let him go. You're a fan and without you I'm nothing. These words calmed Loss a little, and he realized he was hungry. The psycho imagined how things could have turned out differently. Hunter just had to write with love on the vest for the moose. The man stuck two fingers into the jar, then into the rod. Hunter, why isn't the jam from the fridge sweet at all? The actor asked Moose to untie him again, but Moose knew he'd get into trouble if he did. Moose sat on the bed and started crying. Hunter swore he'd never call the police if the fan untied him and signed whatever he wanted. "What's your name, Moose?" "Did you say Moose Moose? I'll sign everything and for you personally." "Moose? Just don't hurt my son, hurt your son what? Why did you even say that? Those were the wrong words." Moose got angry again. Then Hunter offered to teach him an acting trick. The fan just had to come up to him. Hunter started whispering sweet nothings to Moose, and he lay down on his chest. They'd have a lot of fun watching movies and eating ice cream together, but first they needed to untie these ropes. The moose seemed hypnotized and complied. Soon Hunter's hands were free. He immediately shot the moose in the forehead and shot off the fingers with a shotgun. Hunter cut the remaining ropes with a massive knife. He threw the moose down the stairs and kicked it. Hunter then began firing at the floor near the psyche's head to stun it. The next bullet should have finished the moose, but the gun misfired. Then Hunter plunged the knife into the moose's eye. It ran in pain, only then did the actor come to his senses. He helped the fan to his feet and bandaged the wound on his hand, after which he simply escorted him out of the house. The moose trudged along the path of fame, drenching stars with his blood. Two tourists thought it was makeup and wanted to take a photo with the one-armed, one-eyed actor. Leah saw her wounded friend and helped him. Hunter thought his troubles were over. What he didn't know, however, was that Dora's body had been lying in his garden the entire time. That same morning, the man was arrested for the murder of his housekeeper.